In recent days,
The United States has reportedly been gathering its military
strength on a large scale in the Middle East. This is not just a regular
rotation of forces, nor is it a routine exercise.
This movement occurs just as the American president, Donald Trump,
Is openly considering the option of attacking Iran.
This means that what we are seeing now is a preparatory stage. From the air, the movement of American aircraft is very visible. Publicly accessible civil aviation tracking data shows
Various types of American military aircraft moving eastward across the Atlantic Ocean. These include the F-2 Raptor stealth fighter jet,
the F-16 Fighting Falcon multi-purpose fighter jet, the E-3 Sentry airborne radar plane, and the U-2 Dragon Lady high-altitude spy plane. These planes do not fly alone, but move in a fast, complementary pattern. At the same time, American naval power is also being strengthened. The American Navy is deploying an additional Arleigh-Book-class guided missile destroyer, the USS Pinckney, to the United States Central Command Area of Responsibility. This means that America is not only preparing attacks from the air, but also ensuring protection and attack power from the sea. The question now is, will Trump definitely attack Iran? The answer is still unclear, but that is precisely the meaning. Every time America seriously considers a major military operation, the first step is always to gather as much power as possible, so that all options are open, and what is happening now fits that pattern perfectly. This increase in power did not happen suddenly. It is a continuation of the tension that has been rising since Donald Trump threatened Iran regarding the crackdown on anti-Iranian government demonstrations.
Since then, one by one American military assets have started to move. At first slowly, then faster and bigger.
And now we have entered the most intense phase. If calculated as a whole, the power gathered is very large.
The United States has hundreds of aircraft,
Fighters and support aircraft in the region,
plus the air power of the Israeli ally,
which has long been on high alert, not to mention American strategic bombers, which can enter and exit the area of operations at any time. With a combination like this, if war is real broke out, it was not a short operation of 1 or 2 days, but a major military campaign, which could last for weeks. One of the strongest signals came from the movement of a dozen
F-2
Raptors on February 17, 2026. These aircraft reportedly took off from Langley Airport in the early hours of local time. They flew towards Europe, and the most plausible destination was Laeken Hit, America's main base in England,
which is often a transit point to the Middle East. The American military chose to remain silent about the details, but that is precisely what makes this movement even more suspicious.
The F-22 itself is not an ordinary fighter jet. It is the most superior air-to-air fighter aircraft that America has.
In modern conflicts, the F-22 is usually used to clear the way, destroy enemy air defense systems, and protect other important aircraft. In Operation Midnight Hammer in June last year, for example,
the F-22 was tasked with protecting the B-2, Spirit stealth bomber, while attacking sensitive targets in Iran. Interestingly, a few days before that operation, the F-22 also made a flight across the Atlantic,
which is very similar to the current pattern.
In addition to the American F-22, also moved around 36 units of F-16 from various
bases such as Italian Aviano Air Base, German Spangdahlheim Air Base, and American McEntire Joint National Guard Base.
F-16 is a versatile fighter jet. It can be used to guard the sky from drones and missiles or attack
targets on the ground with precision weapons. The presence of dozens of F-16 certainly shows
that America is preparing for long-term operations,
not a one-way attack, so that all the planes can work effectively.
America also deployed E-3 Sentry.
It landed in Middlehall, England. Their role is certainly very important, because the AWACS aircraft function as the eyes and brains of air combat.
With long-range radar and advanced communication systems, this aircraft can regulate air combat traffic,
detect threats, and coordinate responses in real time. Then there is the U-2 Dragon Lady. Even though the design is very old,
this aircraft is still very useful. U-2 can fly very high and long, overseeing large areas,
and being a communication link between aircraft.
Stealth, like F-22 and F-35, in modern warfare, information, is often more decisive than the number of weapons, and U-2 is an important part of it. The main focus of American air deployment seems to be at the Muwafaq Salteh Air Base in Jordan. As many as 18 F-35 units were observed flying from England to this base.
In previous operations,
the F-35 has always been the first aircraft to enter enemy territory and the last to leave. Its task is to suppress and paralyze the opponent's air defenses, so that other aircraft can operate safely. The problem is that this base is now very dense.
Besides F-35, there are also
Ficuerte Strike Eagle at the Chotogiglauer, a 10 Thunderbolt II drone.
MG-9 River and Special Operations aircraft. This raises a big question. If assets continue to arrive,
where else will they be placed?
This situation is further complicated because Jordan,
officially stated, will not allow its airspace to be used to attack Iran.
But in geopolitical practice, public statements do not always reflect behind-the-scenes agreements. It could be just to dampen domestic public opinion,
or prevent Iran from making Jordan
a target of retaliation. Meanwhile,
from the sea pressure is also increasing, with the addition of US's Pinckney. United States now has dozens of combat ships in the region, including the Abraham Lincoln Battle Group.
In addition to surface ships,
there are also nuclear submarines, whose existence has never been announced publicly, but almost certainly are also operating. Furthermore, the USS Gerald Air Force is now moving closer to the Middle East.
With 2 active aircraft carriers,
America now has hundreds of sea-based aircraft,
such as the FA-18 Super Hornet,
and electronic warfare aircraft. This provides equal power, both for attack and defense. But of course, Iran is not standing still.
The Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, COPS, closed part of the Strait of Hormuz for military exercises,
such as anti-ship missile firing
and the use of armed drones.
This step is a strong signal that Iran is ready to retaliate if attacked.
The threat was reinforced by Ali Khamenei's statement,
which called American warships as targets that could be sunk. On the other hand, the diplomatic path is still open. Indirect negotiations mediated by Oman are still ongoing,
with Iran's foreign minister
Abbas Araghchi claiming there has been progress, although the details are very minimal. But one thing to remember, a few days before Operation Midnight Hammer last year, the White House also said a decision would be taken
within 2 weeks. But in reality,
the attack still occurred, and the pattern looks
like it's repeating itself. So America, the United States, is now preparing all its military instruments to be ready to use
at any time. Whether the attack will actually be carried out or not, of course, is still a question mark. But with that much power, the American threat is now much more real, more credible, and much more dangerous for Iran. And in geopolitics, often the main goal is not to attack directly, but to force the opponent to surrender
before the first shot is fired.
Thank you. For those of you who have watched this video from the beginning
to the end, don't forget to like if you like it,
and see you in the next video.